Okay, so situation update. I'm producing 2 stalkers from my gateway. My side count is okay. I'm getting warp gates too, and that's really crucial if I am to survive this push and stay in the game. What he's doing is he's throwing a bunker up and making marines from this barracks here. So he's also setting up for a later game as well in case I do survive this rush. Although he did forget to make a depot here, probably due to the multitask over here. He should be spending that 400 minerals in the command center as soon as he can. So it's important that I use this stalker and not take any additional damage in which I don't need. My Nexus has a lot of HP and it can afford taking a few hits before I manage to kill this bunker off. So I'm going to wait for these 3 stalkers to come out. I'm making 2 more stalkers, 2 more zealots after that. As soon as these 3 stalkers are done, I'm going to try to snipe this SCV. And then I'm going to try to do some damage to the bunker and let it burn as much as I can, spreading the damage out between my Nexus and my stalkers. Okay, so I pulled the red one back, although he is manually targeting, which is really good. So as soon as the zealot's done, I'm probably going to wait a couple seconds till the zealot's done, and then try to finish off this bunker, which is taking a lot of damage from burning down. He's focusing the stalker, and I'm going to pull it back and just let the zealots do work. And my Nexus does survive with 110 HP. He does target it there. Okay, so I'm actually in the units tab, in the income tab, I'm equal to harvesters, so that actually means I'm behind. Because SCVs, because Terran does have mules. He threw down 2 additional barracks, and I think he should have made a command center instead. Actually threw down 3 barracks, and they're all making reactors, so he's gonna do some sort of marine transition. And I take a bit of a gambit here. I hope to God that he's doing some sort of tech build or playing passive. If he did some sort of really fast push follow-up, then I probably would have lost. It's important that I do some sort of gambit in order to come back in this game. So I'm making sentries in case there's any fast Reaper or even sort of hellion drop or anything like that. So my stalker is going to go to his base. I'm careful with it. I don't think he has marauders since he didn't make any from that earlier. So it goes in, it sees the bunker, and I leave. And so I think that he is playing passive, and I do make a good prediction there. So as we can see, my Nexus is being made directly at my NAT, and his command center is being made from his base. What he should do is float that command center to his NAT as soon as it's done. But I think in his case, he's a little worried that I'm doing some sort of 4-racks aggression, because it is possible. So I move my zealots back in case there's something like a Reaper popping up from here or even hellions. Okay, so I'm transferring my probes as soon as I can. I'm making sure my macro doesn't fall behind because it's really crucial. I squeeze everything. I make a robotics facility just because from what I saw, I only saw a barracks and a bunker, so that means he could be teching for all I know. So as soon as that robo is done, I'm producing an observer and I'm going to rally it to his base. I'm also making sure I spend all my money making gateways because I'm going to be using them in a second once that natural kicks in. Also taking my second gas and spreading out my sentries. So he does wait for the orbital and then finally lands it, and that actually makes him lose a little bit of mining time. I'm actually catching up in my pro production. I'm at 29, he's at 25, so we're fairly at even. My star comes in and sees the orbital command and this bunker here. So I think that, okay, he's doing, I actually saw a lot of marines too, so I think he's doing some sort of bio and passive play. So once this observer is done, it's going to fly directly to his base instead of staying here, and just in case a Banshee comes, because I don't really think he can be affording a Banshee with this much money spent. So unfortunately for me, this SCV comes by and I kind of miss it. It's a really, it's kind of a big deal because he's going to be able to see my natural. I try my best to deflect it, but it does come in and see the natural. Okay, so what he thinks here is like, okay, this guy expanded and I'm probably at an economic advantage since I did a lot of damage early on. So he's going to do a push as soon as this combat shield is going to be done. As we can see, he's doing further attacking, getting starport. He's mining 2 gases and he has his gas saved up. And I think that what he's going to be doing in a second is going to be a bit of a poor decision. He should be spending this gas as soon as he can, and he should be pulling these SCVs off gas if he's not using it. Okay, so combat shields is almost done. My observer comes in and sees this large marine force. Okay, he's getting additional gas too. That's what I was going to say. because he doesn't need all this gas. There's no reason to get this much gas when you are just producing pure bio. Okay, so my stalker is still on this observation tower, and I do see him push out when he does. I'm warping in zealots and sentries because that's what's actually needed against this sort of force. He pushes out and my stalker sees it. And so I'm actually okay. My army was actually moving towards this location before his army comes out, but that's okay. I take this observation tower and I size up my forces. Okay, so he actually has quite a big army. I don't want to engage him here because bio army with stim can actually has a lot of room to run around and do maximum damage. So I'm waiting for my my side to come up because I actually missed a pylon. So I'm going to be warping in and using this area to funnel as much damage as I can. So as we can see, I do some decent damage. I should have force fielded here a bit earlier, but it's okay. I do a lot of damage. I think I run my probes because I was scared that he was going to actually run in, and that wasn't enough, but it turns out I'm still okay. So I managed to take out this force, not too much trouble. I take out his retreat path because I need to take out as much, do as much damage as I can. Okay, so I'm producing my second gas because I know before that even dies, just because I know I'm gonna be okay defending that, and that I'm gonna transition into some more tech. My observer is over here. It's wary of that raven here. It's gonna soon move over here and just to check if he's gonna move out again. I'm going directly for my rock because I realized that he just basically committed a large portion of his army to attacking me, and I have enough to defend off this third base once I take it now. I'm also teching to Colossus here, just because I really feel comfortable with my army advantage now. As we can see, I'm at 54 probes and he's only at 34. So I'm staying on top of the ball, and I feel that I'm getting back in this game and I'm probably winning it right now. So yeah, he does snipe off my observer. I try to get as close as I can to the raven and just see what he has, although that wasn't probably the best idea. So from the Terran's point of view, see here's that gas I was talking about. This 600 gas now, it's staying there and he's not actually doing much with it. He's getting some hellions, researching a pre-igniter flame, so he's gonna try to do a hellion drop because I think he knows that he's at an economic disadvantage, and try to make his way back in, taking out, doing as much harassment as he can. So unfortunately for me, I'm not quite ready for this. I should have had something on the observation tower, but I do not. So this hellion's gonna catch me. These hellion drops is gonna totally catch me off guard. So he drops these 3 hellions with pre-igniter flames. I try to warp in some zealots and wall off both locations. I don't know why I made them here. So, but unfortunately they do get past, and they do get a lot of probe kills. They get almost about 20 probes. But that's okay because I produced a lot of probes earlier, and I kept on top with my production. My gold base is also coming up, and I think that I really need to mine the space as soon as I can because this is going to be the major source of income for me. So it's important for me to transfer as many probes as I can to this base. I also took this observation tower during this time, and I saw his army move up and take out this rock. And basically that just tells me that I should be attacking that base as soon as I can. So here he is with this large army and still with this gas float. He's taken out a lot of probes, so he thinks he can probably do some sort of timing push now. What he should have known is that I had this robotics bay, which he saw with the hellions, and so he should be protecting to Vikings, and I don't think he's producing them quite yet. Yeah, he's throwing down another Raven, and he's throwing down 2 more starports, and he's going to be making Vikings as soon as he can with those. So he moves out with this force, and it's really premature here. He has a Raven for probably good point defense drones and stuff, and he also scans, and he sees not a lot of army. I wait for my second Colossus, and I feel really confident against his army with no Vikings. Okay, so a bit of a micro blunder here. My zealots are in behind, and basically not all of them can be attacking. Although my army is definitely superior with those 2 Colossi and nothing able to reach them. So I do a lot of damage here. At this point in time, I know that he's taking a lot of damage, and I knew that this base was taken, so I'm going to go directly for it. My probe that was on the observation tower also makes a pylon here, just so that I can reinforce in this spot, which I can attack his natural right after. I'm also taking the 6 o'clock location and also threw down a lot of pylons around the map because I know he has the capabilities of throwing down more hellion drops. He's forced to cancel and I'm just targeting his command center. So yeah, basically he's losing the macro war in this case. He has a lot of minerals and gas saved up. I think it's because of that push here. He wasn't quite multitasking. He's sieging up 3 tanks and hoping that I suicide as much as I can into that. But I'm actually waiting for a better number because I'm actually at 3 base and my economy is really strong. So I'll just wait a little bit until my army is gonna for sure break this. So this command center, he actually saves it with a mule, which is kind of cool. But when I attack this army with my army right now, I'm actually yeah, it's also really important that I threw on those force fields and those guardian shields just because they reduce marine damage by 2 and it's 1/3 of their damage con. As you can see, in every single battle I use those guardian shields. It's always a good idea to use guardian shields against marines. Okay, so basically he has these Vikings out and they're way too late now. I'm just producing mass stalkers now just because he has nothing to counter them now. So I hope you enjoyed this strategic video and I hope to produce more in the future. I apologize if I seem nervous. This is one of my first videos, so just bear with me and hopefully I'll get better. So thanks for watching.